Okay, hello Leo. Welcome to your reggae career reading. So let us find out what God wants to tell you. I've been guided to 5 decks for you. 5 of them. So God has a lot to say to you. So let's see. Regarding your career, what does God want to tell you, Leo? Two more times, Leo. Alright, let's see. What does God want to tell you about your reggae career, Leo? You know what I have not experienced in you guys' reading, including the dance hall career readings? I have not experienced much pushback at all. I'm fascinated. Usually, there's somebody trying to stop the energy from flowing, trying to stop the reading from being clear. Are you guys protected or something? It's like some kind of special energy is protecting you guys. I'm impressed. Yeah, good stuff. Very interesting. I expected to get a lot of pushback. Alright, Leo, reggae career. What do you want to tell Leo most time? Alright. Ooh, there's a renewal. So that's what's at the bottom of the deck there. That's the underlying issue. Being able to start over. Start a new chapter. Okay, so what does God want to tell you? God says, listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust. taking care of others, perhaps too much. So the first thing God want to tell you when it comes to your reggae career is you need to listen to your heart, because it's giving you intuitive insights that you can't trust. So that means your heart is not going to lead you wrong. So the question is, what is your heart telling you about your reggae career? Not what people are saying, not what you believe. What does your heart really feel when it comes to your reggae career? Then we have the Seven of Spring. It says, be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. So follow your intuition and stand up for what your intuition says. And then we have information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness. An indigo child or adult. So not backing down. And this would include speaking some truth that people may find difficult to hear, or even speaking the truth to yourself and you may find it difficult to hear. So the first thing God want to tell you when it comes to your reggae career is for you to listen. Listen to your intuition and don't back down from what you actually believe. And the information, no matter how hard it is for you to listen to, or no matter how hard it is for you to say it to other people, for them to listen to, you got to do it anyway. Okay? So that's the first thing. And this is what's going to bring you your renewal. So you want a renewal. You want to revamp. It says renewal. Review the past and present so you can plan a bright new future. Understanding your life purpose. Releasing judgments of yourself and others. So this is what you're after. You're after creating a bright new future for yourself. So in order to do that, the first thing you have to do is listen to what's truly in your heart. And then you have to speak the truth to yourself and those around you. And don't back down from what you truly believe. Okay? So that's the first thing that God wants to tell you. And what I've learned about releasing judgments of ourselves and others is that everybody's truth is different. So just because somebody think and act different to you, it doesn't quite make them wrong. Okay, so allow people to be themselves and you take the opportunity for you to be yourself too. Your truth is your truth. Your reality is your reality. Don't let anybody tell you that you're wrong if you feel in your heart that you're going in the right direction. Okay, have faith in your own judgment. Okay, so that's the first thing that God wants to tell you. So your renewal is in the palm of your hands. Don't put it in the palm of anybody else's hands. Okay? Don't listen to your mind either. Listen to your soul. Listen to your heart. Because the mind's logic and the soul's reality may not be the same. Because when we listen to our mind, we tend to base things on what we see, what we feel, what we hear, and stuff like that. But the soul surpasses all those things, because God is the miracle worker. So God wants you to have faith in what your soul says. Don't watch your living conditions and your current surroundings and judge your future based on what you see now, because things are always changing. Okay, so if God say hold steady to what you have in your soul, hold steady to what you have in your soul, because God can see way into the future. God's vision is infinite. So we have no reason to doubt God's advice. Okay? So let's see. What's your next message? Leo. Reggae. Career. What does God want to tell you? Two more. All right. Let's see. Okay. So God wants you to know that things are gonna take time. I'm checking to see if anything else flipped over. I don't think so. So yeah, God wants you to know it's all about the clock. Okay, and the underlying issue here is you rebuilding. Hammer. So let's see. So it says need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal and progress. So God wants you to know that you just need to take your time with this. Do not try to rush it. Time is on our side. And when it comes to the issue of time and aging, please go and watch the Taurus video. The Taurus Reggae Career video. I spoke a lot about getting old, which is not a natural thing. Wrinkles is not a natural thing. Bad health and death they're not natural things. I spoke about that in the Taurus reading, so I do suggest that you go and check it, because us feeling that we have come to a certain stage of our existence, like especially if you're like 50, 60, you feel like, oh, the end of my life is coming, because that's what they taught us. But it is not true. I went into it extensively in the Taurus reading. Okay, I'm not going to repeat all of that again. If you care, you go and take a listen to the Taurus reading. Okay, so God wants you to know that it takes time, and time is on your side. Time is on everybody's side. Time is what God says it is, not what mankind say it is. Because these people who are teaching us about time, they cannot even govern themselves. They do not even understand themselves. So therefore, they cannot teach us anything. So God says, yeah, so this renewal is going to take some time, okay? So be patient with yourself, and if you have to find something else to do, some other career, some other form of making money in the meantime, then do so. But your reggae career is not over. However, you're going through some changes that require time, okay? So the underlying issue here is you rebuilding and working on this, okay? And then we have kisses. It says unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection and falling in love. So you're going to fall in love with your career again, but it takes some readjustments, okay? And if you have passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. So reggae love you and you love reggae, and you're going to be having fun. So this is what you want to get back to. You want to renew your relationship with reggae. Now, something that God has been saying to everybody in these readings is let your past be your past. The greatness that you were in the past, don't think that that's the best that God can do. Be who you are now at this stage of your development and shine as you are now. Take care of your health. Take care of your state of mind. Okay? And do your thing. This relationship that you have with reggae is not over, but you're in a time of healing. You're in a time of rebuilding, reconstructing your character and your approach to your career. Okay, so allow the new to emerge, because that's what we want now. We appreciate the classics, but this is a different time. And plus, it's not just about the people who are like my age, who know of you guys and understand you guys. You now have to appeal to the younger people. So you have to also appeal to the youthful spirit within you, so that you can reach our youth, because our youth need you more than we do, because we've already gotten your teachings from before. So a lot of us that's like my age, I'm 42, a lot of us are on the right track. But these young people, they need to fall in love with reggae. because of what you guys have to say. You are the messengers, you are the teachers, you are the forerunners of consciousness. Okay? You're here to teach the world about consciousness. You're not here to make people conscious of life and living. Okay? That's your role as teacher. So, first you need to look after yourself and rebuild yourself, and then your relationship with your reggae career can get a spring of new life. Alright? So, you and God are working on it. Alright? But just know that it takes some time. So be patient. Okay? God knows where your hopes are. God knows what you truly want. Even if you haven't allowed yourself to face the truth, God knows, and God is going to help you to face that truth so that you can start working towards those goals. Okay? Please watch the Taurus reading, the Taurus Reggae Career reading. There's a message in there that I feel all of you need to hear, or most of you. Because they've been lying to us about age and death and looking old and feeling old. It's all lies. People sit down in front of their TV all day and expect their body to still be strong and work perfectly the way it used to, when they used to be walking up and down and riding bike and going running and playing cricket and playing football. If you don't move it, you will lose it. That's what you need to understand about the body. You cannot sit down and not do anything with your body and expect it to still function properly. Because while we're sitting down, not developing our muscles, everything is getting tight and deflated. Our tendons, when they should be flexing and stretching, they're getting tight. So then we can't stretch out like we used to. Like if you used to do splits and stuff like that and you don't do it for a while, your body stops being that flexible. It's as simple as that. And if you retrain yourself to start flexing again, then you can do the splits again. If you don't move it, you lose it. It doesn't have anything to do with age. Gray hairs are not a natural thing. Watch the Taurus reading. Now when I speak, I'm not speaking from a place of hope. I'm speaking from a place of experience. I'm 42. I've experienced enough life to see the things that I choose to talk about. I talk about what I know about. I pay attention to what I want to pay attention to. And everything starts with the body. If your body's not okay, work won't be okay. Your life, your love life won't be okay. Living with your children won't be okay. You need to be in good health physically and mentally for you to be able to interact with the world in the way that you love to. If you're not in good health, then nothing else won't really be as sweet as it can be. So that's why I pay attention to myself and my body and how the human body works, how the human mind works, how humans interact with each other, all these things. I make these things my priority for many years now, since I was about 20 or 21, and I'm 42 now. So that's 21 years of studying humans and studying myself and my health, studying myself mentally and stuff like that. So now I'm here sharing with the world what life has taught me, not what they teach me in them school. Because before there were the books, there were people like me. It's people like me who choose to pay attention to life and pay attention to things, that figured stuff out and then put it in writing. Two more times. We are rich at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I knew it. Yeah, that's the reason why reggae has gone so quiet, is because of how Babylon has taught you to see life. So now that you're not 20, 30, 40 years old, you feel like, oh my God, time is winding down. Watch the Taurus reading and stop. Stop listening to Babylon. Babylon never like we. The physical health at the bottom of the deck. So, look at this. Be a negative cards. We got fearful. So you're afraid. You're distracted. And you're being irrational. So that means you're not seeing things clearly. And that's bringing about disappointment and dissatisfaction. A lot of negative, all negative cards as a matter of fact. And this starts out with how you're seeing things in your mind. Fear only comes about as a result of our perception of a thing or a person or a situation. So in your mind, and because you're fearful, it's distracting you from what you really should be putting your attention and your energy into. So whereas if you were not fearful, you would have been investing in your health and in your future, in your career. Because of the fear, you're choosing to not do these things. You're choosing to live in a state of constant worry about what's going to happen in the future. God says that is irrational. That way of thinking, that way of existing, your thoughts are irrational. What's irrational? Irrational means it doesn't make sense. It is not true. And this irrational behavior, all these fears and this distraction that's distracting you from what you should be doing, which is following your purpose, which is to do reggae, it's making you disappointed. So there's a lot of heartbreak that you're experiencing right now. And you're just overall dissatisfied with everything. So it's like you could be cussing God, you could be cussing life, you could be very upset. But it's because you've been deceived. Watch the Taurus reading. If you don't want to believe why I say in the Taurus reading, then that's your business. But I suggest that you watch it. And watch it with other people, because it might make sense to somebody. What they've taught us about lifespan and what they've taught us about aging and gray hair and wrinkles and all them things, there is nonsense. So this is all about your physical health. It's going to take a toll on your physical health. And like I said, if you're not looking after this, then nothing else is going to be as sweet as it can be. So instead of spending your time thinking, I'm going to die soon, or my health is deteriorating, how about you spend some of that time actually getting up and doing some exercise? How about you spend some time doing some things that bring you joy in your life? How about you forget about death? Try it and see how your life change. See how your vitality start coming back. Babylon never loved we. They especially don't want us to get conscious music out into the world to make people wise. They have come to kill, steal, and destroy. And they have managed to kill your joy, steal your future, and they're destroying you from your inside out. Stop listening to Babylon teachings. They don't like us. They don't even like themselves. Let's see what else God want to tell you. They take us to school and make us spend 8 hours in a school every day teaching us maths and English. And a lot of we don't know how to wash we skin. When they teach we about sexual education, they not teach we how to wash we pony right. They not teach we how to wash we willy right. All they teach us is about having sex and sexual reproduction. And diseases that you get when you have sex. But never teaching you how to care for your organs. You think they don't know any better? They know better, but they don't care. What you need to know is what they be teaching inside of those private schools. I went to a school in England when I was younger. In the Caribbean and stuff like that. Okay, I was in 9th year or the 10th year. But anyhow, when I came to this school, it was a Catholic school. And when we really sit back and me pay attention to some of the subjects that they were teaching as standard, they were teaching business studies in this Catholic school in the 10th year, 9th and 10th year. They were teaching child development. So in these public schools that most of the schools them where I guess it's like black people and poor people go to, they don't teach us these things. They teach you how to have sex. They teach you about diseases. But I never studied sexual education, but I was surprised that they're teaching you about child development. So not only do they teach you about sex and stuff, but they teach you how to actually care for a child. At 14 and 15 years old. And that should be standard. But because they don't care about certain sectors of society, certain things they will never teach us. So I'm saying all that to say these people who have been teaching us all of our life, they can't be trusted. Now I know that it is up to our parents to teach us certain things, but let's be honest, some of our parents, they weren't taught. And plus, talking about these kind of intimate things, parents usually found it very uncomfortable. So we were not given the best start to life. But now that you're older, now that you have the freedom to be who you want to be, it's time for you to start. Start to get life right. Because those who are in charge of us before, they either wasn't smart enough to make us get life right, or they didn't care enough to help us to get life right. So there's a lot of things about life that we've been doing wrong and still are doing wrong. No matter if you're 60 or 70. Because believing in death is wrong. Death is not natural. Nobody ever died of a natural death. Anybody that dead either dead from sickness or somebody killed them. There's no such thing as a natural bomber clot death. Nobody ever dead from old age. That don't make no sense. If you look after your body, it will never get old. So they taught us a lot of bad and wrong things because they don't care about us. So we need to re-educate ourselves. or fill in the gaps that they missed. All them hours during the day, they take us away from our parents. And the parents too glad to send us out to them. And we now really come back home with nothing that is of use to our development and our longevity. Still don't know how to, what meal is a healthy meal. We still don't know what nutrients we need. We still don't know the signs that our body is telling us when this happened is because you need this. Still don't know. Basic things that we're supposed to know. We just grow up and repeat what our people before us have taught us. Just repeat that shit without questioning it. We just repeat. And then we say, what is life? Life is not worth it. Eh? No. You don't understand. It's not life that is going wrong. It's you that's going wrong. Because you just keep repeating. You're not stopping for a moment and thinking for yourself. You just repeat. That's how my mother do it. That's how my father do it. So that's how I do it. That's the storyline of majority of us. That's how my people always did it. So that's how I do it. Never mind the fact that it's not working. It's not in our best interest to continue to do it. That gets totally ignored. And we just keep doing the same mistakes. When are we going to stop? So let me ask you a question. How much hours during the day do you spend sitting around? And how much time during the day do you spend actually getting involved in physical activity? You'll see. Look at this at the bottom of the deck. Boring. We're living boring lives. We're not doing anything with ourselves, and then we say that life is shitty. Life shitty because you're making it shitty. Go do something with yourself. Look how much different things is out there to do. Go live. And why I love dancing. Dancing is exercising almost every muscle in your body without even realizing. It's good to go out and dance, and not just the skin out body dancing. Move your body, move all the different parts of your body. Swimming is another way to exercise almost every muscle in the body. You need to live. You need to live to get more life. Retirement is one of the most unhealthy things that we can do for ourselves as human beings. Boring come right back at the bottom of the deck again. Retirement is bad. So first we have attention seeker, and then we have prejudice. Interesting. So when it comes to your reggae career, we have attention seeker and prejudice. Let me just check out the meaning of the word prejudice properly before. Because I know prejudice is being unfair in some way, being unreasonable and unfair. so we can understand exactly what God is trying to say to us. PQI. It's a unreasonable or unfair. Unreasonable or unfair dislike or preference. So unreasonable and unfair. So attention seeking and being unreasonable and unfair. Whose attitude is this? Is this yours? You're just being mean for the sake of seeking attention? God says that's boring. And it's embarrassing. And that actually creates a lot of bad karma for yourself. Because when you want to be disrespecting other people just to get attention, just to be funny, just to call attention to yourself, nobody's gonna like you. People are gonna hate you. That's not entertaining. We have attractive and cursed. You're attracting cursed behavior. So basically what God is saying is being an attention seeker and being unfair towards other people, being mean and unfair towards other people, is actually boring and embarrassing, and what you're attracting to yourself is curses. So it's like creating a whole lot of enemies for yourself. So instead of having people blessing you behind closed doors, they're cursing you behind closed doors. And that curse will not only affect you, it will affect your children. So that's very bad. So if you are in the habit of treating people unfairly and unreasonably because you're trying to draw attention to yourself, you think that that's going to get you in the media or get people talking about you and stuff like that, you're not bringing good fortune upon yourself. Nobody's going to want to work with you. And if they do work with you, they will not take you seriously. They will not give you the level of respect and consideration that they would to somebody who actually conducts themselves in a respectable manner. You have to be respectable to get respect. God want to tell you that. Okay? And I know it is part of Jamaican culture to be a bad man and a bad gal. Okay? But that shit is not cool all the time. There's a time and a place for everything. Okay, so don't let nobody fool you into thinking that that is actually good. You're working against yourself. You're building up a whole laundry list of enemies. And it's going to be harder for you to find people who want to work with you. Because people are going to not be in the mood to deal with your negativity. You understand? You're not working to help yourself. You're cursing yourself by putting that kind of energy out into the world. Okay. This is your last message. Let's see what else God want to tell you. And that behavior that's gonna cause this cursed energy to come to you is exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about following traditions and following culture blindly. We just keep repeating what people before us have always done. If we keep repeating what they have always done, we will get what they have always gotten. So in order to break cycles, we have to do things differently. Okay? That's what God wants you to know. So let's see, your last message. What does God want to tell you, Leo, regarding your reggae career? Yeah, that's the issue. So this is a continuation of your prejudiced behavior. Yeah. So we got loss of loyalty. That's what God wants you to know. When you behave like that, when you do foul things to people just to get attention, just to get noticed, just to try and make people laugh and stuff like that, people aren't taking kindly to that, and they won't want to be loyal to you anymore. And this is the curse that you're bringing upon yourself, a loss of loyalty. So people who would want to stand in your corner and be on your side and help you up the ladder and stuff like that, you are alienating yourself from all these people who would otherwise support you. Because we can't do anything on our own like that. We always need people. Even if you can do your projects on your own, you still need somebody to buy. You still need people to patronize your business. You need people to call you to perform or whatever it is that you do in the reggae industry. So no man is an island, no woman is an island. We need each other. So it will do you well to rethink your approach to getting noticed. Get noticed for the good thing that you put out, not the bad things. The bottom of the deck is loss of family. So you're breaking up. You got fracture and loss of friends. So like I said, you're creating a lot of bad energy for yourself, and that's the cursed energy. So you'll be left on your own by family, you'll be left on your own by friends, you'll be left on your own by people that you work with. Nobody likes that type of behavior, even though it's culture, even though it's your culture. People are getting more exposed to the outside world, and even people who have had this tradition for a long time of being a bad man or a bad girl, they're seeing that there's a different kind of life out there. And when they come out of that area where being a bad man and a bad girl is acceptable, when they come out and they see the different type of people out there, because when they express that type of behavior with these people out here and they see that these people out here don't like that type of behavior, then it slowly make them start to shift, because the human mind knows better. So even though it was okay around your circles and in your culture, when you come out here and you see that people don't accept that, you understand why. And because of them understanding why, when they go back to their home, they start acting differently, because they've learned some different ways of behaving. So now when they start acting differently, then that spreads, because other people then get infected with these teachings as well of there is better. We can conduct ourselves better. We don't have to behave like that to get noticed. We don't have to behave like that as part of our tradition, because it's not a good look. You understand? So by them starting to change things, then people who hold to that tradition, when they meet these people and they behave like that, then they will not be met with acceptance. They will be met with disgust. Like, what kind of person are you? You know, that's what they would call like ratchet. That's what they would call ghetto. You know, I'm not saying that we have to become like these people outside, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And if we make bad good, then what is good? Bad? It's confusing. So it'll behoove you to say what you mean and mean what you say. If you like somebody, if you want to give them a compliment, then give them a compliment. Do not try to get attention by... As a matter of fact, if you start changing your attitude now, then you will start getting attention for changing attitude. So if you want attention, show them the other side of you. Show them that you don't have to be ratchet and ghetto. You could actually behave properly, just because that's how you were taught and you thought that was accepted. That's why you were behaving like that. But when you start behaving different, then they're gonna start talking behind you, talking about you behind your back and whatnot. Like, yeah. So you get attention, positive attention, because now they'll see that you're starting to change. And then, where you had a loss of loyalty and a loss of family, they will actually come like this. So it's like, you want it to be like this, but it takes time. The healing is gonna take time, okay, to change people's mind from deserting you to wanting to be loyal to you again. So this way is a loss of loyalty, and the opposite of loss is gaining loyalty. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna take some time to heal those relationships, but don't be too hard on yourself. That's why it says there was a card that came out about judgment. I think it came out when it was talking about judgment of yourself and others, releasing judgments of yourself and others. Yeah, the renewal card. It was saying, review the past and the present so you can plan a bright new future. Understanding your life purpose, releasing judgments of yourself and others. And like I was saying, everybody has a right to believe in life how they choose to. Okay? But it would make sense to do what is actually working. Okay? So if you're around people who are ratchet and ghetto like that, if you behave like your new self, then they'll think that you're weird. So when you get around your ratchet friends, be ratchet. But when you're around some different type of people, then you need to switch it up. Okay? So none of them are wrong, because I mean, it's your culture. There are people who understand that language, but just know who you are around and who you're behaving like that around, because you will be misread and you will not be met with an attitude of love or acceptance or respect. Okay, so I hope that this information helped you, Leo. I do wish you the very best going forward, and remember, you were taught to behave like this, so go easy on yourself and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. We were taught a lot of things that's not correct. I went through a phase of my life where I realized I had to erase everything that I was taught in this life and start replacing that information with what I truly believe to be right. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a part of our journey that almost everybody needs to go on. There's a time in your life where you come to the realization that you need to empty all your mental files or suss them out to make sure that you're governing yourself by the right thoughts and the right philosophies, the right ideologies, because everything starts with a thought. If you're screwed up here, your life out here will be screwed up. You understand? So you have to sort out what you believe in and stuff like that, so that you can construct your character. So it's like when we're younger, it's easy to mold us. It's easy for society to mold us into what it wants us to be when we're younger. But then when we become adults, we realize, I have the power over my own life. There's a point in our life where we realize, I have the power to change my life. And then that's where you start to decide, what do you truly believe? That's when you start to look into yourself and see, who do you really want to be? Not who the world has made you. Not who your parents made you. Not who your best friend is comfortable with. Not the version of yourself that your boyfriend or your children are comfortable with. Who do you see yourself as? What type of person do you want to be? And you can become that. Do what feels right to you. The card actually came out that's saying that too. It says, be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. Now, before you can stand up for yourself, there's a need for you to find yourself. So this is a very good opportunity for you to start to suss things out and become that new person. Now you could truly become yourself, not who society has called you to be. So it's the beginning of an exciting journey. Forget your age. Forget time. Watch the Taurus reading. if you care. Okay? So I hope that you found the information here helpful, my darling. I wish you the very best going forward. Until next time, you take care. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.